going on, y'all? In today's video, I'm going to be giving you the top 5 best class setups that you should be using right now after the Modern Warfare 3 weapon balancing update. I had the opportunity to use a lot of these weapons that they changed, find out what is a lot better, what's a lot worse, and I came up with the 5 best guns in the game right now. Now, if any of these class setups do help you out in any sort of way, make sure you guys click that thumbs up button. It'll help push the video out to other people who are in need of some weapons to use. And if you love Call of Duty content, you love Modern Warfare 3, you're in the right spot because we upload every single day. So make sure you guys subscribe with that notification bell rung and you'll be notified the next time I post a video. With all that being said, let's hop into the first class setup. Now we're gonna be starting off with one of my personal favorite weapons in the entire game right now, the SVA545. I don't know what it is. It just shreds, has very low recoil, and it may be due to my setup I'm using. So for my first attachment, I always shake up the magazine. Sometimes around a 45. Other times I feel like rocking a 60. So it's all up to you. We could throw on the 60 to start things off. For the ammunition type, we have the high grain rounds. Someone in my comments like, dude, you can't just make up that it kills in a bullet quicker up close. That is a lie. It was actually tested. It's pretty OP. I'm pretty sure they're in discussion of banning this in the CDL because of how strong these rounds are. But this ain't the CDL. We're playing multiplayer public matches. So go ahead and throw these on. It really does increase the damage and the power of your weapon. I throw on an optic too. I know some people like the iron sights. I just like the slate reflector so much. So I'm like, screw it. Let me just throw it on. At least I can see this that much more clearly. I then threw on the very first barrel, the STV Precision barrel, and you get a huge increase in bullet velocity and range, and that will allow our SVA545 to kill quicker at those longer range engagements. And then my last attachment is to just control the recoil, make the weapon as accurate as possible, and that'll allow us to land a lot more of our shots. The main V6 stock, I mean, you could see gun kick control, recoil control. It's great. You bring this to the firing range and low recoil. Seriously, you just can't go wrong using this exact build right here. For the second class setup, we have the Striker, which was recently buffed in the update. I have a whole gameplay video that does a great job showcasing the power this thing now has after its recent buff. So you guys can check that out after this video. But my first attachment, I have the 60 round drum so I can take out multiple enemies without having to reload. Ammunition type, it's the same as that SVA. I got the high grain rounds. It just makes the weapon so much stronger. There's also no enemy skulls. So when you take an enemy out, you're a lot more just kind of hidden on the map. They don't know where the enemy was taken out at, which is really helpful. I threw on the second barrel, the Striker Recon long barrel. You get an increase in bullet velocity and range. So it just makes the Striker a lot more stronger and kill quicker at longer range gunfights. For my muzzle, go all the way to the end over here, and you're gonna wanna throw on the L4R flash hider. And I saw some of my comments on the gameplay video where it's like, oh my God, this thing has a little bit of kick to it, has a little bit of recoil to it. Throw this on, I'm telling you, it reduces and almost eliminates any type of bounce that the weapon has. It's great. Wait till we hop into the firing range. And then my final attachment, I need a little bit of movement. We got that magazine, we got the muzzle, the barrel. Our weapon's gonna be a little bit slow. So to round things off, I have the Lockman Mark II light stock. I get an increase in movement speed and sprint speed. So I can be a lot more aggressive, get around the map a lot more quickly, and get more kills. And you're gonna see, once we bring this to the firing range, I mean, it is laser accurate. I might have to give you guys a video, a little tutorial on how to control your recoil, because I'm telling you, look at the range on this SMG. Seriously, it is that good. For the third weapon, we have the MCW, which is like the current main AR all pro players are using. They didn't nerf it. They left it completely alone. So it makes it that much better because a lot of other good ARs were nerfed, like the FR 5.56, the DG58, the Holger. Those were all nerfed, but they left this alone, which is nice. So for the first attachment, it very similar to the SVA 545. It's personal preference. I always find myself mainly sticking to the 40 round magazine. I very rarely pull out the 60, but again, personal preference is up to you. I got the 40 on. Once again, those NATO high grain rounds are so strong. I mean, that bullet velocity at damage range, so nice. It's super useful. You got to have these on once again. For the muzzle, we're gonna be changing things up a little bit here with this muzzle. We're not doing the L4R flash hider. This time you're gonna wanna go a little bit further down and go to the X10 ported 290. And this is what the pro players use on theirs, and this is what I'm starting to use on mine now. You get vertical and horizontal recoil control. It truly does feel like a laser beam. It is unbelievable. Once again, once we get into that firing range, you're gonna see just how nuts this muzzle is on the MCW. For the barrel, I changed it up. We were previously rocking the Midnight barrel, and I swapped over to the MCW Cyclone long barrel, where I get bullet velocity and damage range, and quite a bit of it as well. So when you have this barrel plus our ammunition type that gives us more bullet velocity and range, yeah, you can kind of see why the MCW is just so good. And then to round things off, I threw on an optic. You could do the slate reflector if you want, but for some reason, I just feel really comfortable rocking the Mark III reflector on my MCW. Just really clean and nice. Again, dude, this is just, I don't know how they didn't nerf this weapon. I mean, you nerfed all the other ARs, but the thing doesn't move. All that bullet velocity and range is kind of nuts on it now. I mean, probably the easiest weapon in Modern Warfare 3 to use. Phenomenal. Speaking of weapons that pro players use, we have the main meta SMG that the pro players rock, and that is the Rival 9. I ain't gonna lie, it's great and all, but we need a significant buff on these SMGs, and thankfully they did speak out about it. Season 1, this thing's gonna be even better than what you see today. So starting off, I have this 40-round magazine. I'm trying to preserve as much mobility as possible because we're mainly gonna be finessing around the map, being super aggressive. So if you wanna go ahead and rock the 50, you're more than welcome to. It shouldn't be that big of a difference, but I'm gonna do 40 for today. Ammunition, once again, high grain rounds. I don't even got to go over it. For the barrel, now you'd think you'd use this because you get range and damage, but nah, once again, we're going for movement here. And thankfully, it actually doesn't hinder your bullet velocity or range. It just messes up your recoil control a little bit, but don't worry, we're going to fix that in a future attachment. So throw this on, aimed on sight speed, movement speed, sprint to fire speed. I mean, you are quick and snappy, ready for any gunfight. You got the movement speed and the sprint speed to be aggressive and whatnot. Coming together real well. For our muzzle, we have the L4R flash hider once again. Unfortunately, they don't have that X10 ported muzzle for this weapon. If they did, that's what I would be using, but this gets the job done. Recoil control, gun kit control. We're kind of fixing what that muzzle messed up. And to just make sure everything's real good, our final attachment is the EXF close quarters assault stock, where you get more gun kit control and recoil control. So we're gonna bring this thing to the firing range, and you will see, I mean, it has 0 recoil. Very, very good mobility as well. And even at the further target, I mean, you're able to do some damage, which is surprising. So Rival 9, I mean, if you want to use an SMG, you want to be aggressive, get some kills, this is what you should be using. And finally, our 5th and final class setup. Changed it up a little bit. No more SMGs and ARs. Well, kind of like an AR. We got the Bass B battle rifle. I love this thing so much. It kills so goddamn quick. My first attachment here is the 30-round magazine. I actually changed it. I don't know what it is. That reload speed on the 45, unnecessarily slow. It's so bad. I threw the 30 on instead. Again, you could take out enemies so fast with it. You're gonna be completely okay with it. Obviously, we ain't changing nothing around here. We got the high grain rounds once again, especially on the Bass B. It just makes it that much stronger. For the muzzle, a little something different, something that you haven't seen yet. We threw on the, where the hell is this thing? It's a little weird. We have the, right here, we got the Stir 45 Sky Fury compensator muzzle. What I like about this is you get an increase in recoil control ×3, and all you're losing out on is aimed on sight speed twice, and you barely even notice it. Again, in the firing range, you're gonna see that you can't even notice it. We then threw on the best barrel for this weapon, which is the Bruin Venom long barrel. Bullet velocity and range. It'll allow our Bass B to kill a little bit more quickly at longer range gunfights, and it'll help us control our weapon a lot better with the increase in recoil control and gun kit control. And then the final attachment, throw an optic on, whatever you feel suits you best. Slate reflector's great, but similar to the MCW, I just find a lot more success with this Mark III reflector. Dude, when you see this, what? Again, wasn't nerfed in the update. I don't know why, and we just took out 5 targets with a 30-round magazine, which we swapped over to. So the Bass B's stupid. Amazing. And no matter what weapon setup you use out of the 5 to 6 I gave you, the rest of the loadout stays the exact same. So for the vest, I have the CCT comms vest. This zooms out my radar, so when I call UAV or in advance, I get a lot more coverage, which is great. And every enemy I kill, I can actually pick up a pack that gives me a single like UAV ping. It is awesome. So this is something that I have refused to take off after trying it out for one time. I have an ammunition box on so I can get more ammo when needed rather than picking up a weapon off the ground. I got scavenger gloves because I want to go continuously use my weapon. I could pick up scav packs off enemies. I got lightweight boots, which increases my movement, and that allows me to get around the map a lot more quickly, be more aggressive with my gameplay. I got EOD padding to protect me from explosives. Some say it doesn't work. I agree, but it does work in some scenarios. So that's why I have it on. And then I got the mag holster so I could reload my weapon a little bit more quickly. And again, I have yet to change any of this for the past like week and a half or so. It's worked wonders for me, and I think it'll work wonders for you as well. And that's going to wrap up today's top 5 best class setups after the update. If any of these do help you out, again, click that thumbs up button and make sure you guys are subscribed with that notification bell rung, and I'll see you guys in the next upload. You guys all stay safe, have a great day, and I'm out. Peace.